America is not a racist country.
Ladies and gentlemen, the family of Henrietta Lacks, they're trying to, this medical research company, Thermo Fisher, is trying to get their case thrown out against them after they have cloned and used her cells for nearly 70 years. They don't want to give the family anything, just like true Americans, like Seiji Hito says. Okay, so Thermo Fisher wants lawsuit by family of Henrietta Lacks thrown out. The case involved the use of her cloned cells, which have been used in medical research for decades and still being used to this very day. It's in one of these very recent Japsines that are out. Thermo Fisher Scientific has asked the federal court to throw out a lawsuit filed by the family of Henrietta Lacks that accuse Witham based firm of unjustly profiting from her cloned cells, which have played a pivotal role in medical research for nearly 70 years. I was looking at this is their family website, and they were saying if she had lived, she would have been 101 today. She would have been 101 years old. Thermo Fisher, the maker of lab equipment and materials, said the black tobacco farmer's family has known for decades that her cells were taken by Johns Hopkins University researcher in 1951 without her consent when she underwent treatment for a cancerous tumor that killed her that year. Yet Lack's estate only filed a claim in U.S. District Court in Baltimore in October, the company said. That is well beyond the Maryland 3-year statute of limitation to allege unjust enrichment uh, after discovering wrongdoing, according to Thermo Fisher's lawyers. Well, you did something wrong. A lack of respect while we're living, a lack of respect even when you're laying in a hospital dying, no respect at all. The case exemplifies the reason why statutes of limitations exist, said the motion for dismissal filed on Wednesday. Thermal Fisher is left in an untenable position of defending itself for the downstream effect of a 70-year-old act in which Thermal Fisher had no part, which took place in a different time under different norms than today, with no known physician or family witnesses still living. More than 100 corporations have profited from using the cell line named Henrietta Lacks, HeLa, or they pronounce it HeLa. Lawyers for her estate said in October that Thermo Fisher, which has the biggest market value of any firm in Massachusetts, roughly $259 billion dollars on Thursday, is just the first corporation the family plans to sue. So this is just the beginning. They're going after more. And they really should. They really should. Christopher Seeger, a lawyer for the estate, criticized the motion to dismiss the suit. Instead of fighting this family, companies like Thermo Fisher Scientific should welcome the opportunity to right this wrong and be part of correcting the history of racial injustice in the U.S. medical system, Seeger said. The suit named a dozen Thermo Fisher products that use HeLa cells, including some the company sells to pharmaceutical firms to test potential cancer fighting drugs in laboratories. It's unclear when Thermo Fisher began selling products that feature HeLa cells. The firm acknowledged in its motion on Wednesday that it acquired Invitrogen, a company whose business involved the cells in 2014. Thermo Fisher cited that other grounds for dismissing the suit besides the statute of limitation. They included the estate's alleged failure to cite any laws that were violated when her cells were obtained in 1951 at Johns Hopkins Hospital during treatment for cervical cancer. Y'all didn't tell her. Wait a minute. No, 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 because I read the history on this. When John Hopkins took her cell, they didn't tell the family. They didn't know this initially because this is what sneaky devils do. So, anyway, trillions of lax cells have been used by researchers since then, and they've been used worldwide, not just in America. Indeed, HeLa is the most prolific and widely used human cell in biology, critical to the treatment of AIDS, hemophilia, influenza, leukemia, Parkinson's disease, and sickle cell disease, as well as the creation of the polio vaccine and research on the effects of zero gravity in outer space. Damn. These people got so much hell to pay. But Lack's story was virtually unknown until it became the subject of a best-selling book in 2010. The Immortality Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Clues. So this was, yeah, I remember this was on HBO. I remember it back then. John Hopkins has repeatedly said it never sold or profited from the discovery or distribution of HeLa cells, though the collection and use of Henrietta Lacks' cell in research was an unacceptable and legal practice in the 1950s, such as a practice would not happen today without the patient's consent. The Johns Hopkins Medical website says, no, what you did was wrong. Even if you saw her cells still lived beyond her life, you still could have consented with her family. She had a husband back then. Okay, and she had children. You could have said something. Okay, Reuben Gutman, a Washington, D.C. plaintiff's lawyer who has represented whistleblowers in lawsuits against pharmaceutical companies, told the Globe in October that Thermo Fisher could ask for the suit to be dismissed because of Maryland's statute of limitations and on other grounds. But he said that would be a very cold approach and that the firm should negotiate a settlement with the Lax family. And I agree with that. All the money you made from this thing, that's the least you could do. And like I said, they're making the point where the family could have said this and that. No, they withheld that. Y'all never forget this. They did not tell the family what was going on. They didn't find out for a long time that her cells were removed. They were not very forthcoming with that information. So no, they could not have done anything, because even if they could do something legally, being that they kept their mouth shut about what they did, how would they know? These people got the 400 years are up, and it is just nothing but judgment ahead. And we'll just sit back and watch it. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.